Good day, folks. This is Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today's topic, we're talking about grass genetic bulls. And these are the ones that we actually took out of the bull mob early on. And these are being grazed with the sheep. And these are going to be turned into our mob tomorrow, right here at the end of June. So by turning them in June, we're looking at April, May calving. And if you look for good grass genetic bulls, you want to get bulls that's got some gut, like these do. They're completely devoid of any winter hair on them. They just don't have any. And slick, oily surfaces, fat on the tail head, nice butts on them. And of course, disposition is huge. And you want them to look like that. Got to have some wrinkles on the neck. Folks, that's all grass. Here's another one. Big old gut. These are all 2-year-old bulls. There's that one, the darker one that just walked by earlier. He's actually 3. These bulls will be used in our cow herd, and then we're going to end up selling 3 of them this fall. One of the 7's already sold. This guy here, that's the 3-year-old. But he didn't need him till fall, and so that was the agreement. We get to use him this year, and then he's going to come and get him this fall. But look at the gut capacity. Folks, to get gut on your cows, you got to have a bull that's got some gut. If they don't have that gut on them, they're not going to be able to pass that on to their daughters. And that is the future of your cow herd. Gut. The question Jan asked is, how tall are these bulls? They're going to be a frame size of 2 to 2.5, which is about 48.5 to 49 inches at the tail head. Look at them going after that autumn olive. They like grazing through the autumn olive because it kind of knocks the flies off, and they get something besides grass as well. But on the boy, they're going after it. I like seeing the bulls stay together like this because they actually use each other to kind of help knock the flies off. And there's not much fly pressure on those bulls. There's some there on their forehead. And but look at them. That's autumn olive, folks. That's an invasive species.
But they're also getting minerals.
They're getting minerals, lots of minerals off those leaves. That tree is mining minerals off a lot deeper than what a grass plant can do. So those bulls are eating those leaves and getting a good intake of mineral. Then they're pooping that right back onto the land. And your grasses get to take advantage of that, which is, that's a big one. I mean, they are going after that stuff. Look at that. Look like a bunch of deer in there. I noticed on the cattle, when they do graze it, you got to keep it shorter. So this was mowed off 2 years ago. And I'll probably be, this summer, I'll come in here with the brush hog, and I'll raise it up about 1 foot high, and I'm going to coppice all these. They're all going to be cut off again. If you keep them short and vegetative like this, don't let them get, 6-8 feet tall, the animals can get a good diet. We're not just talking bulls here, we're talking sheep feed, and deer. Well, yeah, Jan asked what's happened under the plants here. A lot. First of all, the ground's covered with plants, where before it was a cedar forest, which is in the background there. There's nothing growing back there. But we opened up the sunlight, and now we've got diversity. 7:20. You look so full that you can't hardly take another bite. Are you okay, old boy? God, he is just a chunk of meat. He is a chunk. We need to get some tree swallow houses put up here, Jan.
Yeah, you don't have any.
Don't have any. This is a 40 that are the landowners bought and kept it all together. There's not a birdhouse on this farm.
And we only built like 150 this winter.
Yep. Well, you know how it is on the farm. There's always something else that needs to be done. But I think we need to get some swallow houses up here. That would certainly help with our flies. That 833 bull there, boy, he is a beaut. He's just slick. He's got the wrinkles in his neck. He's got a real tight sheath on him, a really nice set of testicles. His rump is nice and filled out. Good rump on that bull. And he's got fat on his tail head. You like to see fat on the tail head approaching breeding season. That is a energy reserve for them. If they're fat on the tail head beginning breeding, and I'm not talking about feeding them corn. I'm talking about feeding them grass. Because folks, when you turn these bulls loose out on your farm and to breed, look at that. Man, oh man, oh man. That is a beautiful animal. They've got to be able to eat grass like they're doing right here. And they got to be able to breed your cows and keep on their condition. I just talked to a guy yesterday. Said his bulls got so thin that he had to get them up and feed them grain to make it through breeding season. And I can remember the old days, you know, custom grazing, these great big frame bulls, and they would just, what we call bull melt. I mean, they just stopped breeding. They'd stand in the shade all day, and they lost condition because they didn't have a feeder to walk to. Shouldn't feed your animals, shouldn't have to feed your bulls grain to get them ready for breeding.
Plus they can't find it when they're up here.
Yeah, you just don't do that. These are herbivores. They're not grainivores. They were made to eat forage. And, I mean, that old bull there, he's just tearing it up. He's eating a little bit of landsleep ragweed down there. It's tender right now. He's nailing that. Getting him some fescue. Look at that. Just got through eating that autumn olive over there. Now he's getting him a little bit of grass. Look at him. Get off me, flies. That's what he's saying. He's like, Greg, why don't you have up your tree swallow houses? We will. I promise you, bulls, we'll have them up. But the animals are doing well here. We got oily, slick, wrinkled hides on these animals, and big guts, short legs, fine bones, full briskets, big rumps, a tight sheath. If you look underneath this bull here, now the grass is so tall you can't see underneath him. But all these bulls, see the sheath is where the penis comes out. They're not big old woolly sheaths hanging down.
Testicles are balanced.
The testicles are balanced. They're buckskin. You don't want hair. 720. He's like, I'm full. I just got to lay down in the shade and take me a break. You want the testicles not to have any hair on them. Hair, long woolly hair on the testicle of a bull is an inferior trait. You don't want that. Okay?
You don't want tits on there either.
You don't want any teats on the testicles of your bulls. If there's teats sticking out on the side of your testicles, that's an inferior trait. And that's going to give you some messed up udders on the females out of those bulls. I told you this was a cedar forest. Look at that. That's a stump that was cut off 4 years ago. It's going to be there for many, many years. But the bulls, the sheep, they don't really care. And we brush hog this. About every 2 years, I raise my brush hog up really high. Man, look at the gut on that bull. It looks like he's going to have a calf. Look at that. That's gut. If you got cows that's got a gut like that, they can breeze through the wintertime. I mean, absolutely coast through the wintertime. And they're not going to get thin on you. They're just not. Everybody says, oh, you don't want big guts. Yes, you do. You absolutely do. I want to get 814 to the side. There we go. Now stand there. Now there's the bull that's going to take over for 720 fars. I think he's probably one of the better bulls we've raised. We'll use him next summer, so that one's not going to be for sale this fall for sure. Him in 87, and I think the other one's 833. The rest of these bulls, there's nothing wrong with them. We just pick out the best. And when you get a herd up to, say, 50, 60, 70 cows, you ought to be keeping your best bull calves too. Because those bull calves are adapted to your farm. That's because from the time they are first being developed inside the cow, they're being fed your forage. They're being fed your nutrients from the soil through that cow's reproductive tract. So when they do come out, they're already adapted. which is pretty cool. This is what the sheep are doing. Look at that. There isn't a darn leaf left on there.
And what kind of plant was that?
Well, I was going to say it's ironweed, but it's not. I'm not.
No, it doesn't look quite like it.
It's not ironweed.
But something they like.
Boy, they sure nailed it. Here's ironweed right here. That's ironweed. I would say that plant's going to be in trouble if we leave him in here one more day. They're going to nail that. I don't know what it is. It seems like where you get close to their lounging areas, that's where the sheep are more aggressive on ironweed. Boy, I mean, this one, Jan, they really like that. Look at that. The only reason they didn't get that leaf is it's too high for them to reach. They got the rest of them. We need to take a picture of that. What's that app on the...
It's a plant ID app.
Plant ID app. Look at that. Boy, I mean, they are going after that. And then right next to it is goldenrod. They haven't touched the goldenrod, but they're going after that one. We found that our sheep will eat a little bit of the goldenrod depending on how old it is, but they far prefer ironweed, and they far prefer that one. All right, folks out there, you all got the ID. Tell us what that one is. I should know, but I don't.
But let's just run over to the woods real quick, again, to remind them what this used to look like.
All right, Jan wants to show you before and after. So this is after we took the trees off. I'm not lying. Tree. This was a cedar forest. And now it's a forage forest filled with beautiful bulls. Golly, big boy. You are so fat. Folks, this is what I like about our animals, the docility of them. I mean, our bulls are so tame, such good mannerism. I love that. Shouldn't be afraid of your bull. If you've got a nasty one, you better be afraid of him. He might kill you.
Well,
any animal that raises its head up and throws its head around, paws, you need to get rid of that darn thing. It's going to hurt you. Or it may hurt one of your kids. Yeah, here we go. So here we are deep in the cedar forest. You think those bulls got a diet in here? No. They haven't been in here. There's no manure in here. There's no traffic. There's no hoof prints. There's nothing in here to eat. We left this corridor of cedar. It goes down in here about 50 feet, and it's about 3/8 of a mile long. This is a travel corridor for deer. So it connects two of the farms together. It allows the bucks to go through here unnoticed with cover, and they move over to the other farm over there. And so we left this specifically for the deer. And there's nothing else that'll grow in here. We might come in here and cut some of these out and make what we call a clear cut. Just cut a circle of these out and just leave them on the ground and let the sunlight come in. It will be a jungle. And that's good feed for deer. Clear cut right in the middle of a cedar forest. We're going to come back up here. And I think I'm going to wrap that up. Any last thoughts, Jan, that you want to add?
Nope.
All right. Hey, girl. I like that hat. Look at that. I like that band. Let me see that bandana. There we go. Cool. All right. She's got her country hat on tonight. But, yeah, there's a lot of food in here, folks.
Look at them.
Yep. Man, there they go again. Them bushes are in trouble. Now that one there is eating sumac. That's a sumac tree. There's an autumn olive right next to it. Look at them. Just chowing it. Yeah, diversity. You know, if you gave Jan and I a pizza every day and that's all we had to eat 7 days a week, boy, we would get darn tired of pizza. But give it to us maybe once every couple weeks or once a month, we kind of like that pizza.
That's what we're having for dinner tonight, pizza.
Oh, lucky me. I just mentioned that, and here we are going to have pizza tonight. That's all right. I like pizza.
We haven't had it for like 2 months.
It's been a while. It's been a while. So it'll be a treat. Man, look at that. That's a treat watching bulls eat stuff that most people are spraying chemical on to get rid of, and we're growing beef with it. Fat bees. Fat, slick-hided bees. Look at that. Jiminy Christmas. Anyway, I'm going to sign off of that. Everyone on the way out, hit that subscribe button and
Our website.
the like button, and go to our website, greenpasturesfarm.net. Check out my 2 books there, and you'll get a autographed copy if you get it through our website. And also, we've got T-shirts on there now, so check that out. And
Coming.
oh, and Jan reminded me there's hats coming, so we'll see you all on down the road. Have a good one.